Hello everybody, Roberto Parker here with Innovative Sports Training. Welcome to another Health Detective Talk. Cardiovascular training versus strength training and or weightlifting. What is the most beneficial? Sometimes I'm asked what the differences are and what's better. And there are some of us who are more inclined to do weightlifting like myself, or someone else who might want to go out and run 8 miles or do a marathon. Maybe running a marathon is on their bucket list. They want to go out and do a 26-mile marathon race. So whatever floats your boat, guys, really is what it comes down to. But I'm going to give you some differences, some scientific differences that might change your perspective. Let me just say this. All of us are designed a little bit differently. It depends on our body type and on our motivational level. There's pros and cons to both. However, we are not designed to do extreme amounts in either area. But there are some of us who are more built to do more strength work. Some of us are more built to do more anaerobic, cardiovascular type work. And there's some of us who are kind of in the middle. I believe that you should fluctuate from one end to the next a little bit. Just don't do all weightlifting if you like weightlifting. Do a little bit of cardio occasionally, and vice versa. If you love to go out and just run for 5 to 8 to 10 miles a day, you must incorporate some strength training because once again, metabolic compensation will set in. So as hard as you work at becoming stronger, your body will become immune to that type of training, and you could have some negative setbacks as a result of that in terms of some metabolic disorders and diseases and injuries and illnesses and sicknesses. So you want to be cautious of that. But let's get into it here. Cardio or weightlifting or strength training. Now weightlifting, strength training can also be body weight training like doing push-ups, pull-ups, ab work, those sort of things. So all kinds of stuff. Okay, so let's do the cardio side first. Okay, now the pro of this is that it's easy, it's convenient, it's relaxing, but that could be a relative thing from person to person also. It's relaxing and you afford to go out and run maybe 5 miles in the woods. That's one way of kind of de-stressing. It does burn calories. But don't be misled by that because I'm going to give you another caveat to this in a second here. It does burn calories. Typically, yes, it doesn't cost a lot of money just to go out and just run 2 or 3, 4, 5 miles or 10 miles. It doesn't cost you a lot of money. Just have good running shoes. Or some people I've even seen go barefoot. I don't recommend that for everybody. You better get accustomed to doing that if you're going to run barefoot. Now, the downturn of cardiovascular training, extreme amounts of cardiovascular training, aerobic training can bring on an oxidative response. Oxidation is basically rust that occurs in the body. And you can actually increase the aging process by doing a lot of that. So too much running can bring on an oxidative response. And what is too much running? I'm going to say typically if you run for probably more than about a 15 to 20 minute run on a consistent daily basis. So just be careful of that. Now, that's for the average person. Now, some people are better designed to go out and run. If you have a really thin, narrow build, you can go out and run and not be that affected sometimes. Someone who's built more stocky, who's more muscular, who's not as narrowly built, they're not really designed to go out and run for a half hour a day. Okay, now another one is that just the opposite of being relaxing, someone else might find it extremely boring, like myself. I'm not a distance runner. I find it very monotonous. Now another downside of doing a lot of aerobic training that's non-stop aerobic training for more than 15 to 20 minutes, you tend to start to metabolize muscle. What I mean by more than 15 to 20 minutes non-stop movement, where you're just running. It tends to be a metabolizer of muscles if you're not careful there. Now I didn't say circuit training, that's totally different. I'm just talking about non-stop moving, running at a slow pace. Weightlifting, strength training, the pro side, builds up muscle tone. Now, jogging, if you're a jogger, can build up some tone too in your legs. But weightlifting, strength training will build up more systemic tone throughout the body. Arms, legs, upper torso, lower torso, midsection. Also with strength training, you get more of a growth hormone response. Growth hormone, as we know, is made by the pituitary gland, which is located within the brain, and that is called the hormone of youth. So that's a pretty important one there. And that can actually slow down the aging process. Now, you get a better testosterone response. Okay? So, especially for the guys here, for the gentlemen, you get more of a testosterone response through weightlifting, through strength training, and doing sprints. Technically, I guess sprints would be considered running. So if you go out and run 100-yard sprints, for example, and you go a 100-yard sprint, rest for a minute, do another 100-yard sprint, which is the length of a football field, that really is not aerobic. That is anaerobic. That is more like strength training. Now, what I do myself, and I also have my students do it, my classes do it, we go out and we do hills. We'll do 10-yard, 20-yard, 30-yard, 40-yard, sometimes up to 100-yard wind sprints up hills. That is anaerobic. That is more strength training. Okay? So don't confuse that with running. So you're going to get a better growth hormone and testosterone response out of that. EPOC. Now that's exercise post-oxidative consumption. This is an important topic here, because going back to what I talked about, burning calories here and EPOC here, EPOC is the amount of calories you're burning even when the workout is not in session. So if I go out and I do, let's say, a 20-minute weightlifting routine followed by 10 50-yard sprints, my EPOC is going through the roof. Let's say I do that at 9 o'clock in the morning. For about the next 6 to 8 hours, my caloric expenditure is about the same as when I started the workout. It really doesn't drop. Versus over here, when you go out and you run 8 miles, you might burn, let's say, 800 calories. It could be more than that. It depends on your size. But once you stop jogging, the caloric expenditure is done. It stops right there. You burn some calories, but your EPOC is very, very, very minimal, if at all. Weightlifting will help you increase your EPOC, your exercise post-oxygen consumption. So keep that in mind. Now over here, the con part of strength development, it is complex. It can be a little bit on the, I don't want to say dangerous, but you have to be very cautious. If you're going to get involved in a lot of competitive weightlifting, you better be well trained by a coach who knows what they're doing. Now, I have some of my students here that are competitive athletes that will do overhead snatches, they will do power cleans, they will do push press, they will do heavy squats. Those require a special type of trainer. And I actually started my career as a strength and conditioning coach at collegiate level and the NFL level. So I know a little bit about that stuff. But there's all kinds of trainers out there who specialize in sports performance, i.e. heavy weightlifting. So you better get some good training on that before you get involved in that. It's somewhat inconvenient because you have to go to a gym typically or buy some weights for your house. And also sometimes you need a spot or someone to help you, because if you're going to do heavy bench press, you need somebody to spot you, or heavy squats. Financial cost is a little bit more because you got to buy equipment. So whereas jogging, if you're going to do jogging, now jogging, I should say cardio training can also be done with elliptical too. So I always kind of use jogging because that's my first thought. But cardiovascular training can be done with an elliptical or a stationary bicycle. Still, that will require some equipment, but not usually as much as a whole set of dumbbells or barbells or kettlebells. So guys, let's wrap it up here. In my professional opinion, most individuals who are not competitive athletes need, I'm talking high-level competitive athletes, I recommend cycling between some weightlifting, some bodyweight training, and some degree of cardiovascular training. To put it all together in one big bundle, circuit training. Now your circuit training can be either more strength oriented or it can be a little bit more conditioning, cardiovascular oriented. Either way you want to do it. Find yourself a trainer, a coach who knows how to design programs. And you're looking at one right here. I'll be more than happy to help you with that. I'll be happy to help you with some lifestyle assessments, with some hormonal assessments, with some nutritional assessments, some biomechanical assessments, which measures how you move through space. I'll be more than happy to help you. If there's a problem where you're not in the local area where I live here in Kansas City area, we can do some stuff over the internet. If cost is a factor for you, you can't do, let's say, a program, I design a program for you. I have internet programs for $10 a month, really only $9.99 a month, where a workout is sent to you every month, a new training program, every month for $9.99 a month. Now, you will have to be a member of Facebook to do that. That's a pretty good cost, guys. I also have a program coming up where if you want to work with me just through the internet, just have an individualized program designed for your needs and your specificity, your weaknesses and your strength, $25 a month over the internet through Facebook. So we can do some things, some pretty neat stuff electronically too. Guys, give me a call. 816-405-7703 is my phone number. rwpsports@yahoo.com is my email. Take care, ladies and gentlemen, and God bless you and your families. Bye-bye.